ने किया क्या हंसी सितम, तुम रहे न तुम, हम रहे न हम, वक्त ने किया। बेकरार दिल इस तरह मिले जिस तरह कभी हम जुदा न थे। बेकरार दिल इस तरह मिले जिस तरह कभी हम जुदा न थे। तुम भी खो गए, हम भी खो गए, एक राह पर चल के दो कदम, वक्त ने किया क्या हंसी सितम, तुम रहे न तुम, हम रहे न हम, वक्त ने किया। जाएंगे कहाँ सूझता नहीं, चल पड़े मगर रास्ता नहीं। जाएंगे कहाँ सूझता नहीं, चल पड़े मगर रास्ता नहीं। क्या तलाश है कुछ पता नहीं, बुन रहे हैं दिल ख्वाब दम बदम, वक्त ने किया क्या हंसी सितम, तुम रहे न तुम, हम रहे न हम, वक्त ने किया क्या हंसी सितम, तुम रहे न तुम, हम रहे न हम, वक्त ने किया।
To the pace which suits him, like the second song, as they say, an eternal song about togetherness or the not togetherness, and it's a song that as close as we can get to longing, loss, being here, not being here, love, no love, death, life, everything is captured in that very simple studio with minor little movements of light and shadow, and it's as close we get to a song that will always be part of India.
Shall I make one
Please.
sentence comment on this?
Please.
In my understanding of film music, Indian Hindi film music and Hindi film songs, this is the only song that I know. There may be another song, but this is the only one that I know, in which we are not seeing merely the song, but also the making of it. Making of it cinematically. I will stop here and maybe I'll come back.
Would you like to take it forward?
I'll elaborate on what he so beautifully said. Actually, of course, the camera is great, the black and white composition, the shadow and light, etc. But more importantly, the editing also, tries to keep pace with the song. So while the music director has done one thing, he's done full justice to the song itself. But here is the camera person and the director also, who has composed it in a certain way. Beautiful, very subtle lyrics. There is no blame game, right? So this Waqt fellow, right? I mean, destiny, taqdeer, etc. Poets had several names for these. But Waqt does something here. Waqt is playing on us, has done a huge kind of kya se kya bana diya, etc. But we lost ourselves in the journey that we have undertaken. It's one of the best pieces of poetry. Kaifi Saab, we talked about him yesterday as well. Very subtle. And
Antra?
Sorry, okay. Uh, when we talk about textbook cinema and we talk about, earlier in the discussion, in the previous discussion, we were talking about what would you tell your students, which song to watch to learn the craft of cinema. This is perhaps one of the best ever examples, as Madanji said, the making of it. Because I read in one book that V.K. Murthy said that, people told me that the attention, your photography is grabbing so much attention that we forgot the context of the film, kind of thing. So here again, that journey you talk about, again, that use of that cart as the symbol. And that is again reflective of Devdas, the last journey of Devdas, when he takes the cart. So why use only that cart? There could have been other things, but he uses that cart. And these one song where everything is said without the characters saying anything. And it is just that those very simple words, but very poignant, very deep. Kaifi Saab said that the lines that he wrote, Guru Dutt did not like. So he said, no, I don't like this, come again. So then he said that, okay, give me some time, let me make another try. And then he came back with these words, and what a masterpiece. And I believe everybody in this entire scenario have taken this as giving their best ever shot. Because the way Geeta Dutt sings, I don't think anybody else could have put in that kind of emotion in that song. The way she kind of, maybe she's talking about her own self or something, God only knows. But the way she emotes those lyrics, it just takes it to another plane. And Dada Burman, knowing that Geeta will be at the microphone, he uses those kind of cellos and all to accentuate her voice, and that bhav gayaki जो गीता की खासियत थी, उसको उभार के लाते हैं इसमें. Of course, we have read reams on the use of the mirror and the light and how the reflection comes and everything. But the way those two souls come and merge within that light in a different realm, in a different sphere, away from the society, where these two human beings, they are constrained by society, but their souls are not. So they come and merge within that light. The way it is picturized, I don't think anybody needs to really, it's encapsulating that film in that one song.
There's also another way of looking at it, that if in real life the relationship between Vaida and Guru Dutt was not what it was perceived to be, none of these cinematic effects would have that emotional power, that symbolic power. So it's the confluence of so many forces which are not intended to come together, but come together because of the authenticity of the creative journey. So, if Madan, you want to expand on your, you've got.
So, two things. Let me first say the less serious thing. No, the most, the less serious thing. If I was doing this song, I would never use that woolen ball.
Yarn. I think that was
It's
one of the
it's
few.
a huge letdown. क्या कर रहे हो यार? बुन रहे हैं ख्वाब, and suddenly you pick up this thing. So that is my only objection.
But
Now
that
to come to the more
simplicity is
serious
also
part.
important, Babu. That simplicity, the naivety of the heart,
Okay,
थोड़ा सा आ जाता है.
okay, okay. I'm coming to the more. आप कुछ कह रहे हैं? तो मैं कुछ और जो है कह रहा हूँ. I have known the engagement with time in cinema in two ways. One is the assembled time, which is the regular editing kind of thing. The other is to let the time be, which is what we know as duration. So that's. But this one is neither assembled time nor is it a durative. It's a third dimension. I do not have a name for this. For reasons of inadequacy, I will call it time as being. Maybe I don't know. It's a very inadequate sort of expression.
So
It
become
is,
in, Babu. So
huh?
become in. Just
But
like
I mean,
you said.
because he is taking you through a non-real, what seems to be a non-real world. What seems to be a non. If you've seen very recent films of Finch, for instance, then you would know that that is where it was first done. I mean, it's amazing, that kind of when I look at that kind of a bridge, it's mind-boggling. I mean, that man is doing things, which are, I mean, he's dealing with artifacts, जो studio में होते हैं. He's dealing with light, the way light is used in cinema. And there is no realistic sort of, this thing. And he's going into a time frame which is not immediately available, which is experiential time frame. It cannot be assembled, and it cannot be, it cannot be sort of reproduced as duration because that will be too long. So he's finding a third way, which is why I said that this is the only song that I know. Except my inadequacy, maybe Fellini has done in one of his songs, one of his this thing. But the only reference that I have where you actually see the making of the song as cinema. I mean, it absolutely. I mean, there are certain songs, by S.D. Burman, where you actually see you're not just hearing a pleasant sound being produced. You actually see the sound being made bit by bit, if you are attentive.
The closest song that resonates in the energy to this is one from Mosam, Dil Dunta Hai. If you go through that song, you have that same kind of feeling of duration not being duration, assembly not being assembly, and yet maybe not the making, more here the revelation
Absolutely.
of time.
Absolutely. You know, this he does again and again. For instance, in a song, he creates the song as a maze. Da 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 da. वो चलता जाता है. You don't know where the stanza, where the refrain is and where the stanza is.
How did that tune come into here? I lost.
इसमें तो अब हमने जो पहला गाना देखा है, जिन्हें नाज है हिंद पर वो कहाँ है, जिन्हें नाज है हिंद पर नहीं, वो पहला जो था, हाँ, जिन्हें नाज है हिंद पर जो कहाँ है. In that, if you know, he is just using, and you mentioned that, एक हल्का सा punctuation है, है ना, and then he breaks it with, as she's very rightly pointed out, with a Hawaiian guitar. तो आपको पता लगता है, अच्छा ये कर क्या रहा है भैया? Then you get to know that he is, I mean, he's just taking you like this very simply. It looks very simple. It's not so simple to be able to do the song this minimally. The minimalist जो हमारे S.D. Burman has not been given his due. He has not been. Everyone talks about R.D. Burman. R.D. Burman is a genius, no doubt. But S.D. Burman is doing the kind of things that, you know, when I look at that, there are a few, composers, and I must name them. They have influenced me very deeply. One is Jyotirendra Moitro in both Meghadhaka Tara and Komal Gandhar. And the other is S.D. Burman. There is a third one also. No, Khemchand Prakash, of course, but there is a third one. And the third one is also from Bengal, and his name is Salil Chowdhury. Salil Chowdhury, you know, when I look at a song like Suhana Safar or Ye Mausam Haseen, oof, you know what he's doing? When the technology of reverberation is not available to you, he is using something out of the extraordinary, out of the box. Oh, ho, ho. Now he has to specialize that. How does he do that? He follows it up with a chorus in feminine voice. Oh, ho, ho. Suddenly the song is specialized. आप जानते हैं कि उस वक्त हमारे पास ये टेक्नोलॉजी अवेलेबल नहीं है. These were the people, you know, we have to understand, you know, what they were doing.
All of them. Well, it's been a long, of course.
One thing that all these songs, the poetry is so deep in imagery. Sorry, it's so deep in imagery that even if you don't watch the song, you can actually visualize what is happening on the screen.
That was radio.
That is exactly
and that's
that.
how the legacy has.
So deep in imagery, it's amazing. The kind of they make you think. So I just wanted to.
एक immodest comment कर दूं मैं.
Bilkul, Babu, we need.
I have to praise myself. So when I was composing music for Song of the Scorpions, Anup Singh's film, I happened to spend about 7-8 days with Wahida जी. और उस दौरान जो हुआ है वो उसका कभी फिर जिक्र करेंगे. आज बहुत वो बड़ा लंबा जिक्र हो जाएगा. लेकिन there were many things that we discussed about these films. And she did sing one song for me, which we recorded.
I don't think Guru Dutt even had that distinction.
She's a very good singer.
I mean, Vaida never sang for Guru
Oh,
Dutt.
she sang for me.
That's what I'm saying. No, you are in a privileged
She sang
position.
my composition.
And thank you, everyone. It's been a long evening. Thank you, Madan. Thank you, Juhi. Thank you, Ankara. Thank you, Ravi. Thank you, all of us. Thank you, the team. Good night.